Ever wondered how to make a 3D game in Python in an easy way? Well, that can be done by using Ursina engine. It has easy to understand code, and the link to its documentation would be in the description down below. To install Ursina, you need to type the command pip install Ursina in the command prompt. To create a basic screen in Ursina, we will type from Ursina import star app equal to Ursina. This is basically a basic screen object which is Ursina, and I'm naming it as app. S- to launch the screen, we will just write app.run. From Ursina import basically means that we are importing everything that comes with the Ursina module. If we save and then run this, then it will give a blank screen as an output. First, we are gonna make an editor camera which we can use as a navigator to move around the screen. Then we can create an entity v- by putting the name of the entity. I have put it as cube. Then we can put the model as a cube. After that, we can put a texture, which I'm going to put white cube because it creates borders to the cube, which makes the cube more clear. The color I'm gonna put it as blue. Then scale would be 1 1 1, which makes it 1 unit long in the x-axis, 1 unit long in the y-axis, and 1 unit long in the z-axis. Or we can just put it as 1, which would make the same number in all the three axes. If we save and then run this, we can move around the screen using right click and WASD. Also, there are two other types of built-in entities, which are the sphere and the quad. Sphere is basically a ball, and quad is a 2D rectangle. Here I have an entity named as E1, which is a white cube with this texture and the size as 1 on each axis. The first way to move the entity is using the def input function, and using key inputs we're also going to learn how the movement and rotations work. So first we are going to use a def input function. In this function, we write def input and then we put a key inside to check for any key input. So every time I press the key I put here, which is the I key, it is going to perform that task accordingly. So I'm going to put it as E1 dot rotation, which means it is going to rotate at the specific axis, which is the y axis. There are three axes, which is the x, y, and z. You can put the specific axis you like, and then it is going to rotate and in that manner. So E1 dot rotation underscore y plus 10 degrees means 10 degrees per key pressed. Then I'm going to put a def update function, which is basically a main loop. Or then I'm going to put if held keys means it is going to perform that task until I have had that key held in my keyboard. I'm going to put the key as Q. Then I'm going to move the entity in the x axis. You can play around with the three axis y and z, but I'm going to use the x axis for now. So e1 dot x plus equal to point 1. If I put a larger value, then it would just fly out of the screen because it is really really fast. So point 1 would do for now. So if we save and then run this, we will get a white cube. Now if I press the I key, you can see that it is rotating. Then with the Q key, it is moving in the x axis. To create a text object, we will first type the name we want it to be, then text with a capital T, then again text to show what we want. I'm going to keep it as hello world. Then the color, I'm going to keep it as white. Then the size for scale, I'm going to keep it as 2. Then the position, I'm going to keep it as 0.3. Since it is a 2D object, we will only give the x and y coordinates and try to keep them within 1 in the 1 in the x and y axis both. Otherwise it will just not appear on the screen if he types a value greater than 1 or minus 1. So after that, we will align it to the center, or we can also align it to the left or right using the origin. Here we will type origin equal to 0 0 to align it towards the center. Then to show the text, or to hide the text, we can type text one dot visible equal to false to hide the text, or true to show the text. Since it is going to show by default, we can just ignore this statement. Then if I save and then run this, we can see a text here which says hello world. To make a button in Ursina, we will first name the button, then button with a capital B. Then we can just define its text by doing text equal to. Then within the strings, we will write the text. With the help of this button, I am going to change the color of this entity to blue. So for the text, I'm going to write change to blue. Then color would be color dot blue. This is the color of the button. And then for the text color, we can just write text underscore color, then color dot white. I'm just going to keep it white. And for the text size, you can just write text underscore size, which would be for my case 1. Then for the scale, I'm going to keep it as 0.03 and 0, actually 0.3 and then 0.09. I'm keeping a smaller value because if we keep it in integers or something greater than 1, it is just going to be too big for the screen. For the position, as it is a 2D object, we will only give the x and y coordinates, and we are going to keep it small just like the text, otherwise it is going to move out of the screen. For the position, I'm going to keep it as 0 and then minus zero point 0.4, means it is going to be aligned towards the middle in the horizontal axis, and towards this side in the y axis, means it is going to be in the uh, lower part of the screen. To make the button do a function, we will first define the function. I'm going to call the function blue underscore change, def blue underscore change. Then I'm just going to here change the color of the entity to blue, which is just e1 dot color equal to color dot blue. Then I'm going to make the button do that function. For that, we can type button1, which is the name of the button, dot on underscore click blue underscore change. This is the name of the function. If I save and then run this, see here we have a cube which is originally white. If I click this button, then it is going to turn to blue. So this was the end of this video. Stuff like collisions, distance checking, first person controllers, etc. I'm going to be covering in the other videos. So thanks for watching.